I came to the hostel just to study, but I had no idea that the room I was given wasn't mine alone. Someone else was there too. And they saw me on the very first night. Do you have the courage to hear this story? This tale will make you question everything, and maybe it won't let you sleep tonight. I went to the hostel only to study. But how was I supposed to know that the hostel wasn't just home to students, it belonged to something else too? My name is Areeba. I come from a small city. 2 years ago, I came to Lahore to attend a private university. My parents decided to put me in a hostel nearby the campus. The idea of hostel life felt exciting, new people, new friends, my own freedom. But I had no idea that this freedom would become the most terrifying chapter of my life. The hostel was called Noor Girls' Hostel. At first glance, everything seemed fine: clean building, a smiling warden, the chatter of girls. I was allotted room number 9, a single room at the far end of the ground floor. The moment I stepped into the room for the first time, a strange chill ran through my veins. The room was old, but not scary. Still, there was an eerie silence, as if someone was watching my every move. It was night. I unpacked my bags and went to sleep. Around 2 a.m., I suddenly woke up. I felt like someone was walking inside the room. At first, I thought I was dreaming, but then I heard a soft sound, like bare feet brushing against the floor. I turned on the light. No one was there. The door was locked. The window was shut. Maybe it's just my imagination, I told myself, and went back to sleep. The next day, I made friends with 2 hostel girls, Nimra and Hina. While chatting casually, I asked them, "Don't you guys think room number 9 is a little weird? I felt like someone was walking around last night." They looked at each other. Then Hina quietly asked, "Who gave you that room?" "It was supposed to be locked," I laughed. "Locked?" "The warden said there's nothing wrong with it." Nimra lowered her head. "We don't talk about it much, but the last girl who stayed in that room left the hostel. She said someone watches her all night." I felt a shiver deep in my bones. That night, I was alone in the room again. But this time, someone wasn't just walking around. They stopped right next to my bed. I held my breath. My heart was pounding in my ears. Someone was standing next to me. I kept my eyes shut, but I could feel it. Then the blanket slowly began to move, as if someone was lifting it to look at me. I couldn't scream. It was like my voice had been stolen. Suddenly, everything stopped. Silence returned. Or maybe I passed out. When I woke up in the morning, everything seemed normal. No marks, no sounds. But my face was pale, my eyes swollen. When I looked in the mirror, I was scared of my own reflection. After class, I went back and decided to speak to the warden. She smiled slightly and said, "You new girls always have some drama. The room is perfectly fine." "But auntie, if everything's fine, why do I feel all this?" I insisted. She paused for a moment, then said, "If it's bothering you that much, change the room. But remember, something exists everywhere. Not every shadow has a story." I returned to the room, but I wasn't satisfied. That night, I turned on my mobile camera and left it recording on the table. If something happened, I'd have proof. At 3 a.m., I woke up again. The air felt cold. In the corner of the room, a black figure was standing. It didn't move. It just watched me. I tried to scream, but no sound came out. Slowly, the figure started walking toward me. With every step, my breath became shorter. When it came close enough, I saw her face. A burned girl. Her eyes were blood red. And she kept repeating one thing: "This was my room." Her eyes were like fire, her face disfigured, like a melted mask. When she said this was my room, my soul froze. And in the next moment, she vanished. I immediately turned on the lights and looked around. Nothing. But then I noticed my phone, still recording. Waiting for morning felt like torture. When I got back from class, I played the video. At first, everything was normal. I was sleeping. Nothing strange. Then, something moved in the frame, a black shadow near the door, slowly approaching the bed. Then the same burnt girl. Her face came close to the camera, and the video cut out. My spine went cold. I showed everything to Nimra and Hina. After watching the video, both were speechless. Hina finally whispered, "We should have told you, but we were scared. 3 years ago, there was a girl here, Zara. She lived in that same room. She was odd, didn't talk much. People said she had an affair with a guy. When he betrayed her, Zara set herself on fire in that room." Nimra sighed. The room was sealed after that. No one talked about it. The hostel buried the story. But your height, your hair, your uniform, you remind her of herself. I snapped. Then why was I given that room? Nimra was silent. Hina whispered, "Maybe Zara wants to tell you something." That night, I returned to the room, but with a new plan. I wanted to talk to Zara. I lit a small lamp and said aloud, "Zara, if you're here, give me a sign. I want to hear your story." For 2 minutes, nothing happened. Then suddenly, the door slammed shut. And in front of me, on the mirror, written in blood, "You're not like her. But you lie too. You lie too." Those words echoed in my mind. Why did Zara say that? What lie had I told? Or was she talking to someone else? Despite the fear, I stayed in the room that night. I couldn't sleep. I kept wondering, what does Zara want? In the morning, I went straight to the warden. This time, I wasn't staying quiet. "You lied to me," I said firmly. She looked me in the eyes, then shut the door and whispered, "Zara's death wasn't an accident, Areeba. She was betrayed. Her boyfriend, Usman, was the son of a professor here. When their relationship was discovered, it was all covered up. Zara went mad trying to speak the truth. No one listened. And then? One night, she poured petrol over herself and lit a match. By the time anyone got there, it was too late. Her face was unrecognizable. I knew then, Zara's soul was restless. Her truth had never been heard. That night, I decided I had to find her diary. I searched every inch of the room. Under the old wooden floorboards, I found a narrow crack. Inside it was a half-burnt diary. Many pages were destroyed, but a few had survived. One read, "Usman says he loves me more than anything. But he's left me alone in this hostel. Today I saw him with another girl. He says I'm crazy. If speaking the truth makes me crazy, then yes, I'm mad. I keep screaming, I'm not lying." At that moment, I felt a breath behind my back. I closed the diary and slowly turned around. Zara's shadow was standing right behind me. This time, her eyes weren't just angry. They were vengeful. "You will tell my story," she said, "or I will take everything you love from you." That night, I took the diary to Nimra and Hina. They read it, and the room fell silent. "We have to share her story," I said. Hina whispered nervously, "But what about Usman? He's still here. He's still powerful. If we mention his name, Zara died," and everyone stayed silent. This time, no more silence, I declared. The next morning, I went to the warden with the diary. She refused at first, But after I showed her the recording and the message on the mirror, there was fear in her eyes for the first time. Usman forced himself on her, she admitted, eyes lowered. When she tried to raise her voice, the college buried it to avoid a scandal. But her spirit is still here, I said. All she wants is justice. The warden gave the diary to the principal. Soon, an inquiry was launched. Usman was expelled. The police reopened the case. Even though the evidence was old, Zara's voice was alive. Zara's story broke through the hostel walls and reached the media. Now, everyone knew Zara wasn't lying. That day, I was alone in my room when Zara's shadow returned. But this time, her face wasn't angry. You became my voice. You gave me justice. She smiled at me for the first time. And then her shadow slowly faded into the air. The room felt peaceful, in a way I had never felt before. After that night, no shadow ever came again. Room number 9 was just a hostel room once more, a little old, a little cold, but no longer haunted.